So you want me to talk about that stalker? Can we talk about him?
No, probably not.
Yo, welcome to Made to Think with your host Ninjam. Today, I'm delighted to introduce one of my oldest friends and a local legend in Manchester. It's the one and only Adam Guy. How you doing, mate?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Are you?
Good, mate. Good to see you.
Yeah, great to see you, mate.
You two have been friends for a long time. Just introduce yourself for the listeners that don't know the Adam Guy.
I'm Adam Guy. I'm a DJ. I've DJ'd for, oh God, how old am I now? Nearly 30 years, mate.
30 years as a DJ. Yeah. Where did you become famous?
Oh, I won't say I'm famous. I mean, Northwest and Manchester probably people might know me. First started off well. I mean, when I first started DJing when I was 14.
Yeah.
At school, so me and my mates at school, I used to love bowlers.
Yeah.
Like an old school classic piano house music. Loved it.
Yeah.
So had all the tapes there, like Stu Allen and all that type of stuff. We used to share them. And so that's when I got into music. I mean, I've always been into music before that. Obviously, and my family are good, like, music heads. So all different genres of music. But, like, obviously, I started liking house, just something in that repetitive beat for me that just makes me go...
Yeah.
A bit daft.
That would have been Key 103, right?
Yeah,
Stu
Allen, Key 103, yeah.
Listening to it on your headphones.
So I had my mum and dad bought me this little Iowa. Do you remember Iowa?
Yeah.
It's like sound system.
Yeah.
Record. So every Sunday night I used to record his show and then just listen to that on my Walkman all week.
Exactly.
But that's all you had. You didn't have anything else to listen to. So that's why it was that popular of that type of music.
Yeah.
I've gone off on a bit of a tangent there on it, but... in terms of, like, obviously DJ, so what led to me starting to DJ is everyone at my school was into, like, the decks and it was cool and all that type of stuff, being a DJ. That weren't the reason I wanted to do it. I just love music. So then I bought myself a set of decks and then and that was it then. I bought these fucking shit
belt drives.
The worst you could imagine. So I obviously didn't have any much money when I was younger at all, obviously. But my mum bought them for me. And they were about £400 or £500 at the time. So he got ripped off by this guy, completely ripped off, and I gave him all my money. And I had to give him the rest in coins for these decks. Oh, but I loved them. They were like, what were they? Citronic.
Oh, yeah.
Citronic belt drives. And I used to have them in my bedroom. I made a deck bench out of old wardrobe doors. It was like flimsy as anything. And then under each deck, I put a slab of a paving stone under each one. And then on the needle, I'd have 4 2Ps taped down and blue tacked down so it didn't jump.
Yeah.
They were that bad. But I learned how to mix on them.
Yeah.
And it took me years. To learn how to mix properly on vinyl because I loved it, and I was fucking awful. For my mum must be thinking, "What is that noise coming through?"
Yeah.
But and then I got good at it on these, and then when I could afford it, I bought myself a pair of Technics 1200s.
It'd be interesting to see if you could still DJ on belt drives now.
Easy.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the same. Now, what made you such a nice, positive, and friendly human? You've always been super friendly with me and helpful.
Thanks, mate.
What makes it? Because some people are pretty angry and nasty, aren't they? Especially nowadays.
Oh, I've had my moments.
But what do you think's the root of that? Like the
I don't
core?
know. I think it's being happy with in your life and what you've got. I mean, I've got 2 kids, got great missus. All that side of my life is great. That helps, I think. But even when I didn't have, I mean, I've got a 16-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And even when I was on my own, basically, I've always been. I'll just try and be a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't try and be a nice guy. I think I am a nice guy.
Why is it important to have that character when you're a DJ, especially? You're dealing with a lot of people, aren't you?
Yeah, there's some since I've been DJing for, I wouldn't say 30 years because I was 14, 43. What's that? 29 years, isn't it? Oh, I started DJing 29 years ago. But when I started DJing properly and earning money from it, I was about probably about 18, 17, 18, when you were allowed to go in clubs. And the amount of the different types of people that I've met along the way, I've met some fucking horrible bastards. I really have. And everyone in the industry can vouch for me, because there's some like people you think fucking. And now I know what life is like and what people. I'm a good judge of character, me.
Right.
But back then, you're not
naive.
You're not naive. You just think, oh yeah, he's giving me an opportunity for this, for that,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Because I remember, I was DJing. I was doing a fashion. Do you know like Selfridges, the store in Trafford Centre? I used to DJ there because I used to work there.
Yeah.
Right. So I used to work in the shop and DJ up the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I loved it. Got paid £10 an hour.
Right.
But at the time, I was like, yeah, DJ Selfridges, man. And then this guy come up to me. You'd always get people coming up to you, guys saying, "Oh, can I book you?" and all that stuff, and that helped. But this guy came up to me who did events in the gay village. I won't mention any names. And then he got me some gigs. And I remember DJing at this. It was Manto, actually. DJ'd at Manto. Do you know the?
Yeah, I remember Manto.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still
mega.
going. I don't know if you know if it's still going or not. And I remember doing it for like 10 weeks. I'm thinking, oh yeah, he'll pay me soon. He paid me soon. He never paid me for like. I don't think I ever got paid to this day. And I thought, oh, that must be what happens. And then one day, the owner of, I don't know if it's the owner or not, but he tried like kissing me, this guy. So I was like, whoa. And next week, he'd fired me.
Right.
So I was like, the amount of different people that you meet, and that's a mad story, that, isn't it? But that's what happened to me. And then you meet some good people that I'm still mates with now. Early on in the scene, like obviously like Spenny, Lee Spence.
Pirate Copy. Shout out to Lee.
Yeah,
what's up, buddy?
He's Pirate Copy now.
Yeah.
But I've been mates with Spenny since we were 10. We used to play football together.
Yeah.
So I'm still mates with them. They're the good ones. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And like obviously your guys from Venus, Dave Ellis, Chris Frater, and all that. Sound as fuck. Them.
Shout out to Dave. Shout out to Chris. Ryan Stent.
Yeah,
getting them on.
all of them really.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, big part of my music life. All them lot.
Now
but they're the good. They're the good ones. But obviously you meet a few idiots along the way. But I know now how to sift out an idiot from. Do you know you're older and wiser? Aren't you?
Yeah. Filter out the toxic
your
people.
Question,
You just mentioned about football. I know you're a massive Man United fan. What's your obsession with football? Not just as a fan, but you're actually a regular player and you're good. I've seen your videos.
Not anymore. I used to play.
What level do you play at?
No, I don't play any level now. So no, I'm too old now. But I play. The last team I played for was Lee Genesis. But they folded a couple of years ago, and then I just thought I can't be bothered. But that was a decent level.
You never thought about going pro?
No, not fucking hell. No, I'm not that good. But I now I look back, I think I could. Yeah, I could always do it. Yeah, but probably obviously not. I'm not good enough for that. But yeah, decent-ish level. I played for clubs when I was younger, trials and all that type of stuff. But then I was just a kid and was a bit of a dick. But I was just glad I was good at something else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Now, I mean, we've both had a long DJ career and it can get messy at times. It can get late nights, after parties. You can go days without sleep. But how important it is for these new DJs to try and stay fit with some kind of activity. Because I'll be honest, like DJing, people don't realize how tiring it can be mentally and physically. So what would you suggest to these new DJs? Should they go to the gym? Should they go running? Should they have another active hobby?
Well, I think everybody should exercise.
Yeah.
It's a given. I mean, I've not been the greatest recently because obviously it's been Christmas and all that. But I always play, like I say, I don't play football. I do play football, but 5-a-side.
Right.
3 times a week.
Yeah.
And I'll go to the gym a couple of times a week. That's really important. But I think the younger generation, he's not my daughter. She's 16, turning nearly 17.
Yeah.
She's in the gym all the time. That's the way they are these days. They're not like when I was that age. It's a different way of a different world of what they do now. So, like a lot of young kids, not kids, but like young adults, they all go to the gym and instead of going out.
Yeah.
Whereas we would be out on Wednesday till Tuesday the next week.
Yeah.
A couple of days rest and go again. It's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
They're more health conscious, aren't they? So I think younger DJs coming through now, I think they're probably all pretty. They're not going to be. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it used to be iconic for DJs to be big and fat, right? And then you rarely see DJs with a six pack these days.
Well, yeah, I've never been big on fat, but when I was younger, I had a decent, better body than I've got now, obviously. But I don't know. I mean, I look at it differently now. So I don't go out. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do anything. Obviously, when I was younger, I did all the wrong things. But now
we were machines,
I wouldn't even dream of doing a DJ gig now and drinking. It wouldn't even enter my head.
Right.
So I always make sure if I've got a decent gig, I'll do any gig, I'll do the best I possibly can. Don't drink. Make sure I've been for a piss beforehand, so I'll prepare and do the best job I possibly can.
Now, I've got to just put in there, but when we talk about going to the toilet, I've had some nightmare venues when you're DJing and the toilet's miles away. Can you give me an example of the worst venue ever? Well, Atlas Bar was one.
Well, no, because I had a piss tune.
Right, piss tune,
it's called a piss tune.
Queen.
No.
Rhapsody.
No, ATFC in Your Day, keep pushing. 14 minutes long.
40 minutes, there you go.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so you put it on and it just go forever. It's a tune as well. Keep on moving. But then, say, for example, I'll try and prepare myself. There's loads of times I've been caught out. Many times. And there's even J2 in Bolton.
Yeah. Oh, that was a nightmare.
I had to piss in a pint pot, right? So I remember, so J2 in Bolton, it was probably about 20 years ago, this, wasn't it? The DJ booth was over the dance floor, and then you could lock the door behind you, but the toilets were a mission away, weren't they?
Yeah.
Customer toilets, you had to queue up.
I remember.
So this time I was literally thinking, I'm going to piss my pants here. And there was a couple of pint pots, and I remember pissing in both them pint pots and then forgetting to leaving them.
Oh my God.
I know, yeah.
Now, what was the first record that you remember buying? Where did you buy it? Like an actual real DJ record, I guess.
Oh, right. The first house record. I remember the first record I ever bought.
Yeah.
It was Bart Simpson.
What?
Yeah, man.
Really? Okay.
I was
just because you're
young.
a fan of The Simpsons, right?
Well, I must have been at the time, but I was thinking to myself when I bought that, because it must have been about 5 or whatever. But I wouldn't have gone to a record shop at 5 years old, would I? So I must have been older than that. I don't know, but I remember do the Bartman. That's my first.
Oh, the
record I
Bartman.
ever bought, yeah. And then I remember this way before I was into house music. Obviously, I must have been about 7 or 8 or something like that. And then Paul Gascoigne record, Fog on the Tyne. They come straight into my head.
So these are not records for DJing. They were okay.
No. But like, this was when I was a young lad. The first ones I ever bought, embarrassingly. House records. I was into like Trance Me.
Yeah, me too.
A lot.
Manifesto. Brilliant.
Yeah. So what happened was me and my best mate Steph Zyros, he's his policeman now. We started DJing together, so we do gigs together, and we proper started, and we did pretty well together. And we did this summer in Spain, 2001, the whole summer in Lloret de Mar.
Okay.
DJing out there, it was just a party for 8 months. Can't really remember too much of it, but little flashbacks I get.
Right.
And it was then really that I was kind of, I was into that called the trance, and it's you in Spain, aren't you? And they're into all that type of stuff. I want to say like Signum and all that type of.
Yeah, you had a crossover. It was like Balearic House, right? That was all Oakenfold and that crossed over into trance. But I loved all that as well. I remember Atlantic Waterfall. Din, 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 din. That was 1992 in Ibiza. That was the first time I went there.
Yeah, I mean, the first, it's hard to say which was the first record I bought because I really don't know, but genre of music, going out in Manchester when I can't remember what age I was, but I was probably about 18, but I used to go to Angel Delight, and I used to go to Venus, and that music back then was like John Julius Knight, Knee Deep, Soul Providers, all that type of stuff.
Banging.
Oh God, that is my music now, and I still say I base my music around that now, and I could still play it in what I play now.
Right. When did you decide then? You had that little stint in Spain, but I guess nobody in England really knew you as a DJ, right? But when did you decide, right, fuck this, I'm doing this for real, I'm going to be a DJ, not a bedroom DJ? Because a lot of people, they don't go beyond that point. Because I remember back in the day, it wasn't as easy as it seems to be these days to become a DJ.
Oh, God,
you had to be so committed, and you had to have a bit of money, and you had to go out and buy records, right? And now you can just do it all in one day.
I don't think you had to have a bit of money. I think you just had to... if you wanted to be a DJ now, a piece of piss.
I know.
Because I've taught... Obviously, because I did when I used to have an old studio at my old house, but I've moved now. But I used to teach DJing. I could get someone to DJ in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Easily, because you've got I learned on 2 decks where I had to speed it up with a and then slow it down and push it.
You have to push it, yeah.
It was a graft. You're sweating. But that was for the full mix, and then you'd fuck a few mixes up, but it'd sound, and you get it back in, and that real sound of losing it and get it back in, and that pop of the beat.
Yeah.
You don't get that.
You still hear that on old tapes as well, which I love.
Of course
I hate,
you do, yeah.
I hate all this perfection, you know. And even for me, when I go to clubs now, everything's the same bitrate. There's no like ups and downs in sound loss or big bass, you know.
I know. There's a couple of things. So being a new DJ, and there's probably I went to Space in Ibiza. Do you know, like, so obviously everyone transitions, obviously. So vinyl. Yeah, no one really plays it anymore. And I get it, and it's easier to put all your sticks on, all your tunes on a stick. So I DJ now. The way I DJ is I have all my memory sticks. That's it. That's how I DJ. I don't use a laptop. I can't.
I don't know how to use a laptop. Still to this day, I've got no idea or a controller.
No, well, I did, and I was DJing a few years ago with the guy off McFly, the drummer.
Right.
Can't forget his name.
Yeah.
Danny, I think he's called. He did a DJ when he was a DJ as well. He's pretty good as well.
Yeah.
And I was DJing after him. And I used a laptop, and I had Tractor, the X1 controller, laptop. I don't know if I had the time-coded CDs. I can't remember at the time. But my laptop failed on... I was playing Swedish House Mafia. Don't You Worry Child.
Yeah.
And as it gets to that point where it's
peak.
just about to kick in, my laptop crashed. It went...
Oh,
it sounded like it was about to kick in. Everyone's got their hands in the air. And then my laptop died
Oh, sugar.
for 5 minutes.
Right.
And then I was like booing.
Oh.
And then everyone walked out of the room and it was dead into. I was like, oh, as I never used it again. So I use memory sticks now, and it's a lot easier for me. But I never use sync. I've got an ear for it, so I could mix it. I could get a beat to match another beat on vinyl within seconds.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm doing on the pitch control.
Yeah.
Quickly, and I do the same with CDJs or whatever I'm using. But now, all you have to do is press sync, master, and it does it for you. Where's the skill in that?
I know, yeah.
I don't think there's any skill in it, and I think if all the new DJs these days, if you, I'll probably sound like a fucking old.
I know what you're gonna say.
No, I probably do, but I'm probably speaking for all the DJs from my era.
Yeah.
If you got a DJ now who's massively popular, let's have a look at. I'm not going to start slating everyone because fair play, they've done well. But like I say, like a new DJ that's come through, let's not name any names, but let's just pick one random.
Yeah.
You said, right, tomorrow night, we're having a vinyl revival night.
Yeah.
Come and DJ for us. And they had no time to learn. Imagine them. They would not be able to do it because you had to learn. It took me years to learn how to mix on vinyl.
Yeah.
Years.
It's for me, it's like running on a running machine compared to running outside. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Well,
you're going to get better results inside, but when you go outside, it's a tougher game.
Well, back then, there was not many DJs, so there was more opportunity. So to be a DJ, you had to really want it.
Yeah.
So I did at the time, and I learned, and then I pushed myself, and I got mates with whoever or whatever, and then I got to where I wanted to be. Because it was that hard to learn, people couldn't be arsed doing it.
Yeah.
But now, everyone sees your Marco Corollas and all these kids that follow all these Sonny Fodera and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Just all 18 to 20. Some of them lads there, they're, I want to be a DJ. And they'll learn in 2 minutes, got a social media and then they're up there.
Yeah.
It's the wrong way of doing it.
It's the wrong way.
But fair play to them. It is what it is. That's the world we live in. And like my daughter says, she said, I said, because obviously I've got tunes that are out and stuff like that. And then said, you need to get your tunes on TikTok, Dad. That's what she said to me. I'm like, well, how do you do that? I said, they are on TikTok. So I said, search my tunes on TikTok, and they're there. And then they're not being used by anyone because they're not mainstream.
Yeah.
But you just and then all you'd need is someone to pick your tune.
Yeah.
For example, you might not even be a DJ. You might have just made a tune with someone and put it, and it's on get released. It's on a label, goes on TikTok, and they'll go. Someone will put it on the video. The video goes viral. Then your tune goes viral, and now you're the biggest DJ in the world. That's how it works.
Do you get any rewards for that or not?
Well, yeah, that's happened. There's a lot of DJs that it's happened to that who are now fully proper artists.
So they become famous, but they don't get any royalties from that kind of.
Oh no,
viral.
I think.
Would you?
What's that baddest of them all? That tune.
Oh yeah.
That was a TikTok tune.
Ah, yeah,
wasn't it?
okay.
Someone released it, and the next thing they're doing all sorts, getting $5-6 grand a gig and all that. It's mad the way it works these days, isn't it? But you don't have to put as much work into.
So I think you pointed out there, like having that when the crowd goes dead. I actually call that DJ Domestos, clears all floors.
Well, yeah, that's me then.
and I think it's important. You have to have that experience. It's not always about having it packed because you're famous. A lot of these famous DJs these days will never experience that because I DJed with Steve. I didn't DJ with Steve Aoki. I was at the event on the stage, and he was out busy jumping around in the stage throwing cakes.
Mate,
and
if
I
he
was
threw
behind
a cake in my face, I'd absolutely headbutt him.
I'm stood on the stage saying like, "Hey Steve, who's DJing here?" They had the whole thing on, on auto, and he's playing all these videos. I couldn't believe it.
Well, I'll tell you something now. So the other week, someone told me that all your, like, what's it called? The light shows at the moment. Them amazing things where they just come out and
the 4D thing. Yeah, Amran is it? Amran. Anyan, he's doing that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
No, it's called the news. There's one in Cancun. I can't remember what the.
Okay. This Tulum you're on about, right?
Yeah, and they do. It's basically a show.
Yeah,
so you'll get Camel Fat and all that type of stuff. That massive DJs.
Big up to Mike Camel Fat. How you doing, mate?
Yes, good lads. And the light show behind that, and then you've got like someone coming out when the tunes come. It's amazing how they do it. But they have to submit their set.
Yeah,
I'm not obviously saying anyone in particular, but like people, the sound engineer or the lighting engineer needs to match that up with the tune.
Exactly.
So they have to tell them what they're going to be playing, and because
it's all pre-done.
It's all about the show, which is great, and that's why everyone's moaning about people using phones. You're going to film that because it's mint, aren't you? So if you didn't have anything like that, no one's going to film it because everyone says, "Oh, there's no atmosphere because people are on the phones."
Well, it's a visual thing. They're catering for this whole having the phones in the air, which luckily for us, we never experienced that. Thank God. Can you imagine the videos that would have been released of us?
Well, I think there's two ways of looking at it, isn't there? I'm not against that because everyone's like, "Oh yeah, don't use your phones and all that." But if someone's using the phone, they're promoting you, and it's going everywhere.
Right.
So it's good for everything, isn't it?
Good point. Yeah.
And places get. So there's a way of looking at it. Times change, don't they? I'm not going to be a bitter old twisted DJ, but there's some things I do agree with, some things I don't agree with. But
now, something to be proud of, 100%, is that you were an avid record buyer. You used to buy records off me.
Absolutely,
we had
mate,
Stenty up in Ashton. Yeah. What were your favourite record shops, and have you got any funny stories related to them?
Favourite record shop. So I used to go Bolton and Manchester, Beach Street.
Beach Street was awesome.
What was it? Reflex.
Reflex Records, yeah.
Still there, isn't it?
That was Andy's before, wasn't it? After Void.
Still in Bolton. What was that?
Oh no, that was X Records.
X Records.
Yeah.
So
Reflex was Andy's in Manchester.
Reflex, sorry.
Big up Andy Cleek as well.
Yeah. Sound Andy.
Void. Legendary.
You did one with him, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch that.
Yeah, no. I've done a podcast with him in the past, but not in here online. Yeah. That's right.
So yeah, we used to go in there, but it's funny. It's funny, right? Because when we used to, when I was. So I used to DJ at 2Risque.
Yeah.
So I was resident with 2Risque with Jason Hurd, Robbo, John Fitz, Jenny Harris, and all them lot.
Yeah.
And then there was 2Risque, and then there was Venus. With kind of rival clubs at the time, but we all the DJs knew each other, and we'd all sneak off to the other night.
Exactly.
When, like they won't like it, but you'd have to do a covert mission. Right, we're going Venus tonight, and have to check it out. And we used to go in there. If we get caught, we get bollocked.
Yeah.
But what we used to do on a weekend, we used to go to Reflex and all that. And Robbo, it's funny, right? Because he was absolutely wedged at the time. He used to go in there, and if he heard a good tune, he'd fucking buy every single one of them. So no one else could buy him. But he'd give me a copy.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so the other clubs couldn't get him.
That's brilliant.
It's great. Yeah, it was so funny. And then he had I just want one of these, mate. I'm like, yeah, it's tunes. But them days were there. I spent my last. I remember I wanted I wanted Texas in a Smile Stonebridge mix
Yeah.
on vinyl. And when did it come out? It must have been.
Stonebridge would have been 2003 to 4 to 3,
I think
4,
it might have
5.
been earlier than that.
Oh, that was an earlier one. I don't remember.
Well, I remember I didn't have much money at the time, and I spent my last bit of money on this vinyl, and I couldn't get home from town.
Oh, you
So
didn't have enough money.
No, I spent my bus fare. I don't know how I got home, but I got this double pack vinyl, Texas in a Smile, with the Stonebridge full
Yeah.
12-inch.
Nice.
Oh,
Still
man.
got that?
I've still got it, yeah.
You still kept all your tunes?
Yeah, I'll put them in my dad's garage, and my dad had a leak, and his garage caved in, but all my vinyls were in there, so all the bottom row have been fucking ate by rats and all sorts. I was gutted.
What
So
I used to
I've
do-
salvaged quite a few.
I used to go down to like Eastern Bloc and that, and there was kind of a code or an etiquette. Like if there was a famous DJ in there, you weren't allowed to hover around or stalk him. So there was Laurent Garnier in there once biting tunes, and I knew Eastern Bloc really well, but he'd be going into the back of these areas where I'm like, oh, never look down there, and he'd pull a tune out, listen to it, and then put it back, and I'd just go back, find that tune that he'd picked up because I knew it was something of interest, and I'd just buy it because he's had his hands on it. You know what I mean? So I used to find some really obscure tunes by following DJs around.
Well, when we used to go back to after parties when we were like 18, 19, my mate had a massive house in Worsley. His mum and dad, his mum and dad were minted, so and it was great for parties. Detached, no neighbours for
Right.
ages, and we took everyone back there from the club from Angel Delight once. And I came back a little bit later on, but they took back. Who was it now? Knee Deep had come back at the time. They were massive, and it must have been Copyright.
Right.
Copyright and Knee Deep came back after the club.
Oh, wow.
To do a DJ set in his living room. So they brought the decks back and all that. So I didn't realise. So I comes back, bag of records on like that. Yeah. And I remember standing next to them. They're looking at me like, I'll have a go then. I didn't even know who they were. I thought they were just two randoms. And I went like that. Come on, have a go. Anyway, at the end, it said, "Yeah, go on, mate. Got on DJ'd, and then one of the promoters pulled me. Said, "What are you doing?" I said, "What? It's copyright." I was like, "No way." So I just pushed him off the deck so I could have a go in my mate's house. Mad, funny.
That's funny as. Now, what are your top 5 tunes you reckon of all time? This is a tough question.
Top 5 tunes of all time. Oh,
If you could only play 5 tunes in one set, what would you play?
I've been thinking about it. I don't know. I don't know the answer to it, to be honest.
Have you
with
got a favourite tune then?
A favourite tune? Yeah, my favourite tune is. Well, I've got a few.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Well, go on,
because
just
when I
give me-
start thinking about them, other
Yeah, there they
pop
come out.
songs,
Go on.
I would probably say Cafe Del Mar.
Oh.
Energy 52 is my favourite tune.
Banging, yeah.
And recently there's been a rework of it. I think it's Paul Reed White Island mix.
Yeah.
And I played it at Bowlers, but it's fatter the mix. It
Still gives you goosebumps.
It went off
Yeah.
the full place, and I was like, wow, this is what it felt like when it come out years ago. And then Grease 2000, 3 drives on a vinyl.
Congress. That was one of my
Yeah,
favourites.
listen, there's so many, but like your Asher JJ Enjoy anthem, Asher
JJ tribute. Do you remember Members of Mayday? 10 in 1.
Yeah, of course.
Bam, bam, bam. That was one of my tunes, that as well.
Yeah, but there's hard players' joy of music.
Yeah.
Like all the older piano stuff I like. But
Yeah.
I like everything.
Yeah.
I like everything. It's really difficult to nail it. And then as music progressed from in the old school back when I was at school,
Yeah.
I got into the house scene, but Roger Sanchez, Another Chance. I know it's like a commercial tune, but when that first came out, I was like, wow, what is that?
Yeah, I got to play with Roger. He's a fucking beautiful man.
Yeah, I
Big up
played-
Roger Sanchez. Hope to see you again,
I've
brother.
DJ'd with Roger Sanchez before.
He's such a lovely guy. He's not been starstruck.
Hey, man.
Yeah, hey man.
Hey, man.
Now you just mentioned that you play at Bowlers, you do these kind of retro reunions, piano house. How is that now? Like having played, we kind of missed that era of the original piano house, but we got
Yeah.
a good time where we could mix that in with funky house. But how's it playing now? Is the crowd still up for it, or are they a bit
Oh,
flat?
mate, it's mint.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not flat at all. No, it's probably the best thing I do all year.
Wow. How often do you do that?
So I'm resident DJ for Adored Events,
Yeah.
which is Bowlers, obviously Andy Cleek and Simon.
Yeah.
They obviously run Bowlers, don't they? And then they've got all these different events, but they've got Adored brand, which is kind of covers all bases. So you've got one main arena where you've got the best tribute bands. You can get the best Oasis, the best Stone Roses, all that stuff, and then Bez Happy Mondays
Bez is
hosts
there.
it all.
Yeah,
Or
that's
Sean
mint.
Ryder's doing the next one.
Oh, wow.
And then in the other room, you've got the House Arena, which I'm in, and then you've got like Jeremy Healy, Graham Park,
Wow.
Alistair Whitehead,
My heroes.
Alan Hartley, and the Residents, Ricky Ested, proper good DJs.
Big up Alan Hartley. How's it going, brother?
And Ricky,
Ricky.
good mate of mine, Ricky. But and more. There's the DJs that are in that room, and the music is mint all night.
Wow.
You've got the best of both worlds. So from a Manchester perspective, Manchester, you've got all that indie sound, which I like anyway. And then you can go in there. It's a full day event. You've got like an October beer fest in the middle.
Right.
You sell it out.
When's the next one? Because I hope I can get
people.
onto that.
Yeah, it's on the 25th of October, or the 26th of October this year.
26th of October is called Adored Manchester.
Oh, might be the 23rd.
And how do people get tickets for that?
Just go online, Adored Events.
Adored Events.
Yeah.
Skiddle, is it?
Yeah, or follow me on Instagram.
Oh, all right. Nice plug.
Lost Rhythms. Changed our names.
I'm definitely going to join that. Now, what DJ have you been most starstruck with? Like, oh my God. For me, it was Jeremy Healy back in the day. I fucking lose my shit.
Well, I wouldn't say starstruck, but I think, yeah, fucking cool, you, man.
You've pretty much hung out with everybody these days, aren't you?
Yeah, everyone that when I was growing up, my hero was
Yeah.
probably Jeremy Healy when I was growing up. But I've DJed with him loads of times now.
Yeah.
I don't know. But even so, when they do the Adored events, they're like meeting Sean Ryder. And like, you know what I mean? Because it's fucking Sean Ryder, isn't it?
That's fucking brilliant.
And it's like people like that, I'd say. From the DJ side, not really, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
But when you meet someone out of that, like, Sean, I like, mate, how you doing? You're just proper, like...
Have you ever met Oasis or out?
No, but
Not
I've
yet.
served Liam Gallagher when I used to work at Selfridges.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to work on the lab and Armani.
Yeah.
So they all used to come in.
Ian Brown, has he been involved with that Adored yet?
No, they'll have Stone Roses tribute bands.
Okay.
So what they'll have, it's basically one room is a tribute arena.
Yeah.
So got all the tribute bands on, but the best ones like your Jerry Cinnamons and all that. But then it's hosted by Bez or Sean Ryder
Right.
or Manny does a DJ set.
What do the original bands like the organisers like of Oasis? What do they think about tribute bands being on these big events? Is it all right?
know.
Is it legal?
I don't. Yeah, well, of course it is. Yeah, because I mean, it's only good for them, isn't it?
Right.
But it's an alternative to obviously going and seeing Oasis and paying fucking £600 a ticket. What
Yeah.
a fucking joke that is.
Talking about Oasis tickets, can you get me some?
So I will probably be able to get a couple for myself. So
Yes.
but no, I'll go myself.
Well, I didn't know. I had no idea I was going to be back in the UK. And my mate tried to get some
No,
tickets.
but it's a disgrace how much
I
it
know.
costs. So
It's got a bit
I
mad.
think what are you doing at a time like this? You're charging that much. Fuck off, and it makes me not like. I mean, it's
definitely pissed
half
people
their
off.
fault, isn't it? But because they could say, listen, reduce the ticket prices for the fans,
Yeah.
and do more
Well,
shows.
talking about money, like last time I went to Ibiza, it was like £10,000 to get a table at Ushuaia. It was like Craig David. And my mates paid for it. I was like, I'm not paying for that. But that's ridiculous. You've got fans who can afford 10 grand for a table.
Well,
What do you think about that VIP shit?
oh, it's not for me. It's
not for me, yeah.
No.
It's killed it, hasn't it? It's killed the dance
I like
floor.
being in and around that area.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Like,
Free.
well, yeah, for free.
Yes!
So I don't think I've ever paid to get in a club in my whole life.
Yeah, I know what you're
I really don't think
It's
I
a
have.
weird feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, so I expect that. But paying for stuff like that, no, it's not for me. And that's how it is for people, and it's a bit of a shame, really. 'Cause
Back in the day, I used to take my records from Venus and we'd go down to Glasshouse to see Daley Padley play, before he became hot since 82. And I used to walk through the door with my records and all my mates saying, oh, I'm DJing. All right, go on, lad.
Yeah.
I'd get in every club,
Yeah,
bed,
I
Sheffield,
used to
just
do
carry
that.
your
Yeah,
records.
'cause you used to-
You got to remember your records before you get home.
Yeah. I've left
It was
them.
a big risk.
I've left them. I've lost headphones a lot.
Now, let's go back to 2Risque because I met you at 2Risque. It was a massive night. Big shout out to Robbo. John Fitz is going to be coming down here. They're all legends and all the legends from Venus. How did you get involved with 2Risque, which was one of Manchester's most legendary house nights?
Right, so what happened was, I've probably been around the houses here, haven't I? But what happened was, so I started DJing, just learning how to DJ, then doing little events. Like, I remember the first gig we had was the Brewery Tap, which was Manchester Boddington's brewery.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how we got that, but we ended DJing. And then we met Loved Up twins, Adrian, I think it was.
Brilliant.
Mark, Adrian from Manchester, innit?
Yeah.
we met him at Field in Preston. We went on a night out. We met him talking to him, and he said, "Oh, come and see you." And it was like it was mad time. We ended up doing that, and then obviously we'd met him, and then it was just like a progression from there. And then I don't know how we did it because we was in the party scene. We was going out all the time, so you meet loads of people, don't you?
Right. That helps if you bring in crowds as well. That's what helps get you up there.
It weren't that. We're just getting known because it was in the club and we were there till the death.
Yeah.
So you start getting to know people. I think that was probably the reason. And staying last person there. Right, where are we going now?
Yeah.
And then you party with the promoters for 3 days, and that's it. Your mates, aren't you, forever? So after that, I went to work at Selfridges and combined with obviously doing bits of DJing and stuff like that. And then me and my mate put on the Selfridges staff party. Me and my mate Ryan Knight, he was from Oldham, I was from like Worsley, and then we filled it basically, and we used it on a Venus Club on a Thursday night, and we packed it out.
Right.
And it was from that really, made a few quid as well, because it was like 15 quid a ticket, and we must have done about 700 people or something. Easy.
Wow.
Made a fortune. And then off the back of that, the guys that run the bar on Deansgate Locks, they asked us to do the Thursday night, me and my mate, and we got that busy on the Thursday night. And I remember we was playing on a Thursday night. I booked Jason Hurd, Robbo, all the Manchester DJs at the time. So I was DJing with them all the time. And then Jason, I can't remember if it was Jason Hurd or Robbo, said, right, there was DJing, and they see me DJing and said, would you come and play at 2Risque? And that was it then.
So you hadn't been down to 2Risque?
Yeah, I'd been before. Yeah, of course I had, yeah.
So how long had you been going there before you was a DJ?
All I'd heard of it, and you just know, because obviously back then they were the best places in town to DJ at 2Risque. So I thought, look, I'd love to DJ there, and I ended up doing it. And then my first ever gig was with Mark Knight, playing after Mark Knight.
What?
My first ever gig. Jason Hurd, Mark Knight, and then me.
Wow.
My first ever gig.
What year was that?
2003.
Wow. So Mark was in his
first ever gig in a proper club.
Yeah. Mark would have been pretty low key then.
No, he weren't. He was big at the time.
He had his tool rooms. He had definitely tool rooms.
He was big back then.
Oh, wow.
This is 2003. He's
already
just
massive.
like fucking. He's proper mint. And back then it was like he always played house, but it was like all funky stuff he used to make.
Yeah,
fucking
I remember all his earlier stuff. I used to sell all this stuff at Unique. So what was your favourite memory out of that chapter of your life? You know, when Manchester was in its prime.
I can't remember too much, but there was times there when the first time I DJ'd there, DJ with Mark Knight, and I remember going back to a party with Robbo, and then we ended up in Ibiza. Yeah.
What?
And he had, yeah, we did, yeah.
That's excellent.
6 or 7 days later. So we went back to his house, and he had some decks set up on the floor, so he was on our knees DJing for 2 days. And then before we realised it was like Monday afternoon, he said, I've got to go to London tomorrow. Okay, then, let's go. Because he had a DJ agent meeting with Petre Foy, for Petre Foy.
Right.
So Crash, do you know
Yeah,
Petre?
yeah.
So he used to DJ at God's Kitchen. So he had an agency meeting in London. So Robbo drove him down. I went with him. And we were sat in their meeting round this table. I had my shades on. Robbo had his shades on. And Crash had been up for 2 days with us as well. And he's having this meeting about, it's crazy, mate. I don't know what happened because I can't really remember. But then we ended up going round London and Notting Hill and all kinds of stuff. We stayed in Robbie Williams' house.
Wow.
Honestly, yeah.
Was Robbie there?
No.
Oh, right. That's awesome.
Slept in his house in Notting Hill, this big 4-story thing.
Couch surfing, Robbie's house.
Mad, honestly. Crazy.
So he didn't know you was in his house. You broke in.
No, I don't know whether it was the guy that owned this house. He was minted. Whether he'd bought it off him or it was his, I can't remember at the time. But
that's crazy.
And then we ended. Oh, it's just crazy times, really. But good at the time. But so far away from what I couldn't even dream of it. Like now
that would be a dream.
No, but now if it gets to 1 o'clock, I'm like,
yeah.
I've got to get out of here.
Yeah, it definitely catches up on you. What's your most embarrassing moment apart from that? When your laptop crashed, have you got anything else?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd probably say in Ibiza, we were doing 2Risque boat party. So we'd go out for a couple of weeks and do Eden in Ibiza. Where else did we do? So Garlands at Eden. We did Garlands at Eden versus 2Risque. Then we'd have a boat party sorted out. Then we did El Divino, which was we got a boat to for Miss Moneypennies.
Yeah. Banging them parties.
Yeah, but what we've done is we've been there a few days. We had a villa, rented this villa out, and got there. And the first gig was the boat party, and we just got there and just went for it. No sleep. And the day after was the boat party, and it was coming to. We had to meet up at 1 o'clock for this boat party. I'm thinking, I can't do this. I need to go to bed. My phone's ringing out. Robbo's ringing me like that. You better not miss this. No, I won't. And I remember walking down to the port to get on the boat with my records bag at the time. So it was probably 2003 time. 50 records like that, going down sweating, thinking, I can't do this. You know, like thinking, going on a boat for 8 hours. And I remember getting up the track and thinking, I'm going to fucking just dive off here. They won't even know I've gone. So I turned round, walked back down, and then I nearly got to where that egg is.
Yeah.
Adam, where the fuck are you going? I'm like, just going to shop. Caught me, had to get back on the boat, but I'd had no sleep.
Right.
And I was DJing first. And I remember it was dead hot on this boat, and I had this visor cap on. Looked like it. I've seen pictures back now, like a twat. Like a pink Nike.
Korean DJ.
Not like a pink Nike vest on with this visor cap on. It's not a cap, it's got the hole in the middle.
I've seen it. The old tennis
Bleach
players.
blonde hair coming out. I look like a dick, mate, honestly.
I think he's stylish.
Anyway, it must have been at the time, but I look like an idiot. And my daughter looks at pictures like, oh my God, Dad, you look stupid. But anyway, I was DJing first. And the DJ box, I had to get in, he struggled to get in. So I must have climbed over, I got in it, and I've got 2 vinyls, that's all it is, and I'm DJing away there. And I remember thinking, I'm going to fucking pass out in a minute. I remember ducked down to go through my tunes to get the next tune out, hit the deck.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just like fainted.
In front of everybody.
Well, the music went off. So this was at this like a 6-hour boat trip in Ibiza, at the 2Risque boat party. I remember Martin O'Fire was there. He helped me, the rugby player, because he's a DJ, isn't he? And then I said, Jason, get me Jason Hurd, because Jason Hurd was a paramedic.
Yes, that's right.
So he was a paramedic.
Good to have on the scene.
Oh, listen, I said, I don't want anyone else but Jason, and I want him here now. So Jason got me, just as like, listen, do you drink loads of water? Right, do I? Yeah, what else do I need to do? Just drink water. I said, get me some. And I remember him just drinking all this water, and I was that bad. I remember they put me as a glass bottom boat, and they put me down at the bottom for the whole 6 hours, mate. Baking hot. I thought I was going to die.
Jesus.
But that's probably my most embarrassing. Or when I was out in Ibiza with Spenny, and he... there's only so much we can say of the story, like, obviously. But he went out. Me, Dave Connor, Spenny, and Steph went. And when we got landed, we didn't see Dave or Steph for the whole 7 days. And I remember I went missing, he went missing. I ended up on the beach, waking up in my underpants, no shoes, no clothes, no money, no phone, no nothing, thinking, what the fuck? I didn't know what hotel I was in. And then I had to steal a bottle of water from the shop because I had no money on me. Yeah. Nick it and just drink it because I thought I was going to die. And I don't know. I got back to I didn't go back to the hotel. I thought I'm going to go back to JC DJ'd at Savannah Bar. So I thought, right, he starts DJing in a couple of hours. I just have to go there. And he's have to fucking bail me out. So I remember getting there. He sorted me out. Rang Dave. Blah blah blah. And then Spenny was still missing. And I was like, what the fuck, ringing him, like no, thinking, shit, I hope he's not dead. Anyway, he turned up. Then the following night, got out of the taxi, no shoes on.
Wow.
Just a pair of shorts on. So he's lost everything as well. It was crazy.
It does happen in Ibiza.
Yeah, that's why. It's ever since then, I don't think I've been back.
So that was a gig, or that was just a holiday?
We had a couple of gigs there when we were there, but we made it into a holiday, yeah.
But you did do the gigs in the end?
Yeah, we did the gigs.
This was the aftermath after?
This was afterwards, yeah.
What does your head in the most when you're DJing? People mither you and shit.
People mithering me.
Right.
We did the 2Risque reunion a couple of months ago.
I saw that. Look, banging.
Yeah, but a mate of mine, oh my God, he was fucking pecking my head. He must have, I don't know what he'd had. So I was completely sober. I had a gig in Blackpool first, that Winter Gardens, and then I drove back. So I was stressed, because it's a big stress when you've got a big gig. And I had this 2Risque gig, so I've got to get that right. And you're stressing out, thinking, right, I'll play that, that can be my break glass and emergency tune, blah, blah. So prepared. And I've got this mithering little bastard fucking in at my side, telling me he loves me every 30 seconds. And I'm like, what are you doing? He said, mate, just fucking leave me alone a minute. I've got a fucking job to do here. And
People don't
and he puts his hand
understand.
on his shoulder. I love you, mate. I fucking love you too, but fuck off, will you?
Is there such thing? Have you ever experienced like super over keen fans? You know what I mean?
Fans, yeah.
They're too over key. You know, they're in your face all the
Yeah,
time.
well, it was like with if you was in like the I don't know, say like the 2Risque, you just have to run as quickly as you can to get through. Because people grab you, don't they? And they want to speak to you, and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to be rude, and I'm not rude, and I'd speak to them, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, I've just spoke to you, and then I could see someone trying to want to speak to me after that. That's what happened.
Going back to my most embarrassing moment, actually, Spenny came into Venus to watch me. Oh, I don't know what he was doing, but we heard Spenny was in the house, and it took me ages to get him down. And that night, 2 lads came behind the decks, because, you know, we used to have that Red Stripe fridge. So I was like, you know, oh, I'll have a beer with you. They gave me something, and it fucked me up, and I kept taking the wrong record off the deck in front of Spenny, and I cleared that floor as well. It was
What, you cleared Venus?
I cleared the floor. That was the
Jesus
night.
Christ,
Dave Ellis said to me next day, he said, did somebody give you something last night? I said, mate, I don't remember. But definitely 2 strangers in the back. So I learnt my lesson then. Shut the shop.
You cleared the Venus dance floor. It's quite
I didn't clear it. I didn't clear it. I just
difficult
didn't
to do that.
I took
'Cause
the
there's
wrong
only a dance
record
floor
off
there.
twice. And I just remember Spenny looking at me thinking, what the fuck is he doing? It was so embarrassing. I'm sorry for that. Anyway, how do you compare the New Bloods with the old DJ Jedis?
Jedis.
Like I haven't managed to listen to a lot of young DJs. I really want to listen to Connor. Hang on a sec. I have to cut that out. Jesus. Sorry, let me ask that again.
It's cold, that.
How do you compare the New Bloods? We'll have to edit this part out. I'm sorry.
Sorry, mate.
How do you compare the New Bloods with the old DJ Jedis? Like, for example,
Jedis,
I know this guy, Connor Walker, I've never met him yet, but he seems to be like an upcoming DJ in Manchester. He's doing good things.
He's a good lad. I like him.
Passionate.
He's a really nice lad, Connor. Yeah.
Big up, Connor.
But the thing is, with Connor, he's come on so much. So he DJs on the... I mean, I always try and involve him in loads of stuff because I like him. He's a good kid. And his dad, I like his dad, Philip. I like them lot. They're just nice people. Do you know what I mean? And then he's been DJing a few years. So he's got on a few gigs a few years with us. And then now he's doing the bigger stuff, but like the warm-up stuff. And he loves it, but he's come on so much as a DJ. Like the last few times I've been DJing, fucking hell, mate. Yes, I like that. What's that?
Right.
It's one of them.
Right.
So he's proper...
He's bringing
grafted.
something to the table,
Yeah,
right?
he's proper. No, he's a geek, isn't he?
Right.
And so am I. We all are
Right.
music geeks, and you want to make it as best as you can, and that's what he does. Yeah, it's good.
So do you think there'll be a time when the new prodigies will be better than the old DJs? Oh, that never happened.
I don't know. There's no scene anymore, is there, in Manchester?
Is that right?
There's no scene anymore. So your DJs that are coming through. I mean, Spenny, he's in like, so he owns the brand Kaluki.
Yeah.
And that's been going probably
Since Sankey's, yeah.
20 years.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
15,
Great
20
label,
years.
that.
And he's kind of moved with the kids and the times, so he's got a decent following that way. But he's gone from, he used to play like funky house,
Yeah.
same as me.
Yeah.
He just went off in a different direction,
Yeah.
and then played like all your tech house, which I didn't really like.
Yeah, yeah.
But now he's coming back around, but he's kept that bass following.
Yeah.
And he's playing more housey stuff now.
Yeah, he's
And
kept. You can tell a pirate copy tune.
I like his music.
I do. I
As in
think
5 years ago, I didn't.
Yeah, it's
but
funky.
I think now it's really good. He's very good at what
Did
he
you
does.
not like the nights that I used to do back, like, you know, you had Greg Vickers and all that at Sankey's? It was definitely a different crowd, but I used to love going
Tribal
there.
sessions.
Yeah, the tribal sessions.
Yeah, I
Tom
loved it.
Wainwright and all that.
Yeah.
Banging.
Yeah, that type of music's mint.
Yeah.
That's a Chrisco.
Right.
Fucking hell, he's good in, mate.
Yeah, Chrisco, yeah.
They were good. The good, proper, like, that's a level, all that type of stuff at the time, they were levels above us. Like,
Yeah.
Fucking miles.
That's where one of my favourite tunes of that genre, a little bit crossover, was Sono, Keep Control. Still love that. One of my favourite tunes of all
it's
time.
fucking brilliant.
What was the hardest thing to master when you were learning how to DJ? Not just the mixing and that. I mean, a lot of people, they have problems with this listening to 2 things at the same time, right? What was it for you?
The most difficult thing.
Yeah, the most difficult thing to master, to like be able to do it like the back of your
Well,
hand.
the most difficult things to do was mix 2 tunes at the same time.
Yeah.
On the worst set of decks you could ever imagine.
Right. Now, for me, you mentioned the belt drives, but for me, it was them Gemini jog wheels.
Oh,
they
no.
still haunt me.
So you mean the old...
The box and the little shitty jog wheels with a
What,
little thing in the middle.
CDs?
No, they were jog wheels, right? So you had like a big box with fur on it, Gemini.
Oh,
and you
right.
put your CDs in.
Oh,
and
so
it
is
was like
that
a
yeah? So CD mixing. So before that,
Before
so
CDJs.
vinyls.
Yeah.
And then the CDs got introduced.
Yeah.
And then there was that
jog
where
wheel.
you had a pitch bend, didn't you? But do you know what? Because no, but
makes me squeam.
because I'd learned on vinyls the worst possible way you could learn. I could do with fucking anything.
Yeah.
So getting a CD, well, it's not going to jump.
Yeah.
And then all you got to do then is get that timing because you learnt the timing because that's a thing you've got to learn.
Yeah.
And then you can pitch bend it because you know which way you need to go.
Yeah.
So that came easy to me.
Right.
And then CDJs came out. Robbo and Jason Hurd bought me one.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
So I'm playing for this club, getting paid.
They were mega then, weren't they, when they came out?
Getting paid good dough, thinking to play for an hour and you're paying me that.
Yeah.
I was only like 22. And then they gave me a CDJ after one New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Brand spanker.
Yeah.
CDJ 1000 Mark III.
Yeah.
So that was my first one.
So that just for me, because I worked in the record industry, and I remember I think Freighter was the first one to get a CDJ before me, and I used to watch him playing in Revolution. And he'd have his CDs, but then he'd just have a couple of CDs that weren't out yet. Even I couldn't get him on the white labels, and that's what changed the game. Unfortunately, after 9/11, we had a lot of problems with distribution. Like the Friday deliveries were turning up on Monday, and by then the DJs had already played it on the radio. So everyone was trying to get that copied track for the gigs on the weekend. It destroyed the industry.
Well, what
you know?
happened with me? So we DJ'd at Bora Bora.
Yeah.
I'll send you the pictures, actually. I've only done it one time.
Yeah. Before it closed down, yeah.
Yeah, so we DJ'd the afternoon Bora Bora. It's some experience, that. But when I was DJing there, at this particular moment, it was only on for an hour and a half or whatever. At that time, there was about 3 different promo guys that came in while I was DJing. So they took my details, all 3 of them, and I got on these fucking mint mailing lists.
Right.
One was hyperactive.
Yeah.
Some that you could never get on.
Yeah.
But they thought, right, he's DJ, he must be resident here. I was like, yeah. And then I got on these mailing lists, and then what they used to do is used to send hard copies of CDs, like Data Records or whatever it was, their unreleased summer EP. And I'd be like, fucking hell, I'd have all the tunes before they come out. So, and the Freighter probably did the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, Freighter's one of my favourite DJs.
Oh, he's great.
From the
Scratching.
Manchester.
I used to remember he did Drop the Vibe, Ian Carey, still that
and
scratch.
and the thing is, I used to go and watch him and think, fucking, he's good, him.
He's good.
Very
He's
good,
special.
but technical, scratch,
Yeah.
brilliant, and knows his tunes. And I knew if Freighter's on, the tunes are going to be mint tonight.
I think the likes of, I sort of like bounced off Freighter a little bit. I was making bootlegs without even knowing it, you know, and then when I saw what Hard to Find were doing, they used to have a bootleg machine under Hard to Find Records. They were knocking all them white labels out illegally and selling legal tunes upstairs. But just going back to mailing lists, I was defected.
They're still going, aren't they?
You had to do a lot of work for them. Yeah, I had to do a lot of work. Like you did a lot of writing and you reviewed them properly. Otherwise, they'd stop you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was the first flyer you ever got your name on?
My first flyer. I've been on loads of.
Like the one you've probably still got it. Mine was Venus.
This is even worse, right? So I've collected every single flyer from when I was 17 to. I always collect them posters, B-notes. I'd take them off the walls in the street.
Good.
You know, so I've collected them. I must have had thousands. And I remember when I moved out of my old apartment, I'd have been a big bin bag. Put them in a bin bag. I took them over to my dad. Said, "Dad, there's my flyers." Took a few pictures of them. Fucking threw them away.
Oh, you're joking.
He swears he didn't, but they were gone. They've absolutely gone.
Oh, you just give him to him to store?
To store. And I've gone round, he's chucked them away.
That's funny because my bedroom
devastating.
used to be covered in flyers of other people, and I don't know what I've done with them. They've all disappeared.
Well, these were all from myself. So
Oh, no.
When I played, when I was younger, played in Blend at Derby, played Ministry of Sound, Big Tunes Tours, Clubber's Guide, Pucker Up, Head Candy, all these flyers that I had hard copies. My dad fucking threw them all away.
That's
I was
brutal.
Like, Dad, what are you doing?
Who's been the best DJ that you've ever played with? Technically, or just for buzzing?
Well, the best DJ I've ever played with would be, I would have to say, it's going to be the Manchester lot because I don't think there's a better sound than. I mean, there's a few Liverpool. I think Liverpool and Manchester are very similar, and I've DJ'd a lot in both cities. It's mostly in Manchester, but the Manchester DJs, like, I'd say Chris Freighter's probably my favourite DJ, musically wise. Yeah, shout out to Freighter. But not just Freighter, say Freighter, John Fitz.
Yeah. Fits it.
Robbo and Jason Hurd.
Right.
For
You gel, you lot. You really love it. And
Yeah,
when you're
no,
together, it's a good vibe.
Yeah, but they're good DJs. But then on the back of that, you've got Mike Lee from Venus. You've got John Stewart, Andy Clark, Matt Lightfoot, Dave Ellis. Every single one of them. If I was doing an event and you didn't have to fill it, I would put them on for music, and then the music would be absolutely shit off.
And you can rely on all them as well. The passionate still. It's mad seeing it's mad for me being away for so long. I've been watching all you lot. It's like nothing's changed, but I don't know what the crowds are like.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go to John Fitz's night this Saturday. Big shout out, Joshua Brooks. It's free, and I want to go there just to check out this scene because a lot of people are saying it's dead. But from what I can see, it still looks like it's having it.
No, there's a market there, but there's no weekly. It used to be a weekly thing, didn't it? And you used to have Venus, 2Risque, Ampersand with Pat and Alan.
Ampersand's not going. That's gone.
No, so they're all gone now. But you'd have them three main clubs, and then Spenny and Dave did the after party at Elemental.
Yeah.
So you'd finish at 4. The after party started at 3.
Yeah.
Till 6.
Yeah. That's where I met John Fitz. I saw him at Elemental with Tim, our mate Tim the Bonga. Big out shimp, Tim, wherever you are. We'll talk about that in a sec.
Get in touch.
And get in touch. And I saw John, and he was like golden balls, and I thought I want to be like him. And actually, my favourite ever gig was the first time I played at Venus. The week after that, I played it Elemental. Right, just absolutely banging.
Elemental.
Banging.
I mean, my first memory of that was like I went in there once, and obviously I was probably a little bit worse for wear at the time, but Freighter was on there, and he played. I remember walking in, middle of the dance floor. I don't really dance me at all. I don't dance. Probably just stood there thinking this is mint. And he played more Jack Stars. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
When that guitar kicks in.
Yeah.
Fucking, this is amazing. But proper small intimate club, probably about 200 people.
Yeah, it was just off its nuts.
Fucking
why did that close down?
It was just I don't know what it is now. It's Pizza Express, I think, or something like that.
Is it?
Yeah. Or Tesco. It's Tesco.
Those were the best kind of parties. Now I don't know if you can mention any names, but have you got any like worst DJ experiences? Is there anybody you never DJ with again?
Oh,
can you mention any names?
Someone who's renowned for clearing dance floors.
Yeah,
probably me.
Good answer.
No, I consider myself to be pretty good at what I do now. To be honest with you,
yeah, you are, mate. You are
being cocky, but I think I do.
Yeah.
No, not really. No, I mean, I've played with like when you're playing with a headliner. Sometimes they've been fucking terrible, and I've had to rescue it.
Yeah.
And they're getting paid.
Yeah.
Fucking 20 times as much as you. Which is the case a lot of times, but obviously mentioning no names. But no, recently, over the years, there's been some DJs that have not been very nice to me at all. Some very big DJs. I'm not going to start naming them because it's not fair, is it? But like really horrible to me. Like thinking, who the fuck are you type of thing.
Yeah,
why have you been like that? And then
I had an experience. I'm going to mention a name. I had an experience with Tiesto. I did a gig for Tiesto in Bangkok, and I was DJing the pre-party. And I went over to him and said, yo, can I get a photo? And security took the camera off me. And I was like, dude, I'm his DJ for the pre-party. And then he turned his back on me. And then these two fit models came over, grabbed him. Hey, can we get a photo? Yeah, sure, right in front of me. I had to get my camera back off the security after I left. I was like so pissed off.
Yeah, but two fit models.
Fuck that guy.
Or you. What do you think's going to happen there?
Yeah, I know. What's been the best venue you've ever played at? For ambience, for
I don't know. I'd probably say stuff. I don't know. There's loads. I mean, I'd probably go for a club in Ibiza. Eden's good.
Eden's banging, yeah.
El Divino was fucking something else. I just found some pictures the other day actually from that. It was amazing.
That was with Tim, right? Tim was there for that, I think. Oh no, you had
Tim was there.
You had who's the drummer that was from? Was it the M People?
Shovel.
Yeah, you did a gig with Shovel a few times.
Yeah, he was doing it.
Brilliant.
Pav, done stuff with Pav.
Yeah.
But Tim was the best.
Tim Bongo. Yeah.
Tim Barley. He was the best. And we've got a mix. It's on my SoundCloud at the moment.
I've got
the link up of me and Tim Barley live in Redbridge Studios.
Oh, right.
So we did this like electro mix when electro was big.
Yeah.
It's bangy, but he's live percussion.
I've got a mix as well on my
Mate,
mix
there's
cloud.
nothing better than that. I listen to it and it makes me go, oh, fucking hell, that's good.
That's amazing. Okay, what's your favourite style of music to play aside from R&B?
Fucking R&B. Are you joking?
Because he loves R&B, don't you, Adam?
I think it's absolutely fucking awful music.
Go on. What's your
It
favourite?
shouldn't even exist.
What's your favourite style?
Style of music. I mean, R&B, right? When I was at college,
R&B.
the 90s R&B, like your Mary J. Blige,
Yeah.
Montel Jordan, all that type of stuff, I do quite like. And I like Dr. Dre album and Snoop album, the early ones.
Yeah.
I like all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But if you said go to an R&B night, I couldn't think of anything fucking worse than that. No, it's not for me at all. It's not for me.
So no Trevor Nelson, nothing like that. Back in the day.
No.
I mean, it's changed now, but I like the old R&B.
I mean,
stuff.
you've got DJs like Carlton from Manchester, Carlton Delingo. He plays like a mix up of house, deep house,
Right.
and R&B.
Okay.
That's just about acceptable for me.
Right.
He's very good at it, but R&B, God, you won't catch me in any place. No. So my favourite music, apart from my favourite music, is obviously house. I DJ house music, but I've got like a wide spectrum of music. So when on my phone in my car on Apple iMusic or whatever it's called, Apple Music, I've got a playlist that I'll go through, which has got all my mum's favourite tunes on, like Eagles.
Yeah.
Not my favourite
rock.
tunes, not my mum's,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what reminds me of my mum. Obviously, my mum's still here, but she's ill in a dementia home at the minute.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's been in there for 2 years. So a bit sad, but stuff that reminds me of my uncle, mum's brother and my auntie, that type of all the older stuff, all 80s. I like 80s, like all your Mike and Mechanics, Eagles, Joey, Billy Joel, Fleetwood Mac, all that type of stuff. I love, and then, but obviously I don't play that. But I like everything. I've even been to see Celine Dion in concert.
Me too. I was there at the Apollo. She was doing Michael Jackson.
Not G-Mex.
No, sorry, the big one.
I
was there. I was there. That would have been about 96, 97.
Oh, mate, mint.
Yeah,
I like Celine Dion. I've even been to see Shane Ward in concert.
Oh no, see, I draw the line on that.
No, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know how I got there.
What venue have you dreamed about, but you've still not had a chance to play at yet?
I don't know. I've probably played. I played at Space in Ibiza. I've done whatever. All I wanted to do was DJ at 2Risque.
Wow.
And Venus.
Yeah.
And I did it.
You did it, and then everything falls into place.
So I've done stuff. But yeah, obviously you see these gigs and like you see like where people are DJing like Salado, and I thinking, fuck me, that's mint.
Would you like to play like Glastonbury in front of all them people, or is it not body? Just have that experience of like 150 odd.
Oh yeah,
heads.
obviously I would like to do that, but we've done some big stuff. Probably 10,000's probably the biggest.
Right.
That
I
we've
find
done.
that like,
and that's as big as in terms of when you're looking out and it's dead. Because as I've got older, I've got like bad. I used to, when I was younger, I didn't have like not bad anxiety, but I worry and think about the gig even more.
Yeah.
I'm like constantly worrying. If I've got a big gig on the Saturday night, I'm worried from the fucking week before, thinking, right, I'll do that, prepare, get a playlist together, which I never end up fucking playing.
Yeah.
I never play one of them. It's weird, but it's like a comfort blanket. Right, I'll get them there.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
I'll
I'm
go
the
through that.
same.
And when I get there, I think, right, no, fuck that.
Fuck
I'll play
that.
this, and this. Did you ever do that?
yeah, of course.
So really, I don't have to do that. I don't have to prepare for 5 days. But it makes me feel better. But I still get bad like
Stage,
yeah.
stage
Fucking
fright,
shit
innit?
my pants. It's horrible, and I'm
What,
thinking.
how do you feel like when I saw some pictures of that retro event? You have to put those big barriers up in front of everybody, right? So you're far away from the crowd. When you did the 2Risque reunion, you're back with everybody
yeah.
right in front of you. What do you prefer?
I don't know.
With that anxiety, do you prefer?
None of them.
None of it.
When I finish. No, because it's sometimes I can't look up because I think
Yeah.
I look up sometimes.
mad that,
if
innit?
it's a big gig like Bowlers, and I look up, I think, fuck me, it's just like a sea of people,
Yeah.
sea of heads.
Yeah.
And then I'll see someone at the front, or you might even get someone that's sat in front like that, not even dancing. You're like, oh, you're not dancing. Oh, your head's gone. Anything can make your head fall off. But I think that, any gig. I mean, the intimate gigs are the best because the vibe's good. But you've got to be on your game and you've got to play the right tunes because fucking people, if you don't play something wrong, they're not having it.
Yeah.
So you've got to be on your game and know whether if it's not working, to change it as quickly as you can.
Now, that's interesting. I think that Manchester's got a very unique music scene. And if you're from Manchester, it makes it easier. How do you feel like when you get these big DJs coming from abroad? Do they connect with the Manchester crowd easily? Or
No, not at all.
Not at all. Right, and that's when you usually jump on and...
No, that's all like every time. Yeah, I mean, it's been very, very rare that we've put a guest on that's been better than the residents.
Yeah.
Very rare. They're very, very rare. I think probably one of the only times is when we opened Area 51, because I was part of opening
Yeah,
that with,
remember that.
with Ratty.
Yeah.
And all the big DJs on there, Wally Lopez.
Yeah. He's a mate of mine. All right, Wally.
Out of Office,
Yeah.
Michael Woods, everybody, Joe Mills, John Carter, Smoking Joe, all these DJs we got on Full Intention.
Wow.
Michael Gray DJ'd with him, and he wasn't from the area, and he fucking smashed it.
Right.
There's only a fair few that I could think, fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? Because it was very similar type of music, so it was going to be good. Or the person that probably did smash it more, Junior Jack.
Oh, Junior Jack. Saw him at Venus on the Friday with... Yeah, that was brilliant.
Fucking some DJ him.
Yeah.
And Kid Cream.
Yeah, Kid
I was
Cream.
like-
Them two together on a Friday at Venus. I remember that.
Yeah, and I was like thinking, fuck me, they're good.
Yeah, they're really good back to back.
But the majority of guests you get into, it's like anything really. You could go to... We played at Garland's for years, and it was similar types of music. The funky house thing, Liverpool's a bit different, bit more handbaggy.
Yeah.
But you get away with playing your stuff because it's a bit different, and they'd like it. And the Liverpool DJs had come over to us, like Whelan and Discala.
Les, Mike, Les.
Camel Fat now, aren't they?
Yeah,
But
Mike
their
is-
music, because we all played their music, so it's similar. So but when someone was coming in from somewhere else, like we did gig swaps where we'd go down to Brighton, play at the Honey Club and stuff like that.
Yeah, brilliant.
Which was difficult for us because it was a different type of music. So you'd go down and you'd try and play more obvious stuff. But when their DJs from Brighton came up to us, they were shit. Not shit. I wouldn't say they were shit, but not shit. Just different.
It's funny. You've got loyal followers, and I think Manchester was so loyal to that sound.
Yeah, it was.
We
good.
did carve out a very unique sound. I remember.
I loved it.
Besant playing "Love Is in the Air." I thought, what the fuck is that? And it went off.
No. So this is where we will disagree, right? So what I was thinking, your questions that you sent me, I was thinking to myself, what are like tunes that you would never ever play?
Yeah.
Now I'd be in a club, and if I was having it in a club and like loving it, and the DJ was mint all night, say John Besant, top DJ, and then he put that tune on at the fucking end, that'd ruin my whole night. Love Is in the Air. What the fuck is that? I'm not down with that.
I heard it on a boat party.
No,
and it was smart.
not for me.
And I thought, all right, I was in a good mood in it. But again, I've never played it. I've never played that song.
Well, you wouldn't, because I think I'm not fucking playing that. Imagine getting filmed playing that. Love Is in the Air. But, so John Besant is obviously one of my best mates. So we started Lost Rhythms together. Me, John, Jimmy Bell, and Frankie from Garland's.
Yeah.
So that's why I've changed my name on, because we've got a few releases coming out as Lost Rhythms. There's 4 of us.
Lost Rhythms, yeah.
John Besant's one of them, but he's always great DJ,
great
DJ, but he's always had his own style. Where I remember him saying to me once, he said, never doubt what you're going to be playing, and he never fucking does, because he plays fucking all sorts, but he don't care.
He don't give a shit.
And I think that's the right attitude to have, and I kind of took that on, because I remember I had a gig at Venus and I had that Easy Lover tune. Do you remember?
I'm an easy lover.
Yeah, it was called Ulrika's Conquests.
Right. Was it Phil Collins remix?
It was Phil Collins.
Yeah.
It was a boot.
Yeah, it was good.
Rock Solid Productions. I think it was Rob Raw or something like that.
Okay.
That made it, and I had it, and there's no one playing it. Why is no one playing this fucking Easy Lover yet? And I thought, no, I'll leave it. And John Besant went, nah, fuck that, play it. So I did do. I played it in Elemental. I remember playing it in Elemental, and it fucking went off.
Yeah.
Again, I'm doubting myself too much.
Right.
But then there's a line I would never play. Love Is in the Air. I wouldn't do it. It's not for me.
Now, some people said the same about Jonestown. I fucking love Jonestown.
Well, I know. Well, when we did the 2Risque reunion, he had a strict guideline. All in this group said, listen, the music's quite spot on. Do your work. Do your research. Blah, blah, blah.
Don't repeat.
Don't repeat.
Don't repeat tracks.
So everyone was steering away from all the obvious tunes, and all them obvious tunes didn't get played. No one played Jonestown. No one played this.
Shit.
So every DJ was avoiding this, so all them tunes didn't get played.
But Just Can't Get Enough got played like 20 times.
No, you get
every remix.
Abigail did a thingy.
Live. She was live.
She was live.
Oh,
live,
wicked.
yeah. But I've got a.
Hello, Abigail. Respect.
I've got a bootleg that Stu Odulay did of I Just Can't Get Enough with Sandy B.
Oh yeah,
I don't play. I just can't get enough anymore. But I play that. But it's like it's the feeling that I love. Put it on your podcast because it might. I don't
the world goes round. That one.
Make the world go round.
Make the
as
world
mixed
go
in.
round. Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard that.
Fucking hell, mate. That is something else.
That used to be my S Paradise track. That
both of them together though.
Jesus,
just works.
Now, if you could DJ with only 5 DJs, is that the ones you DJ with? Robbo, Erdy, Besson, and Fitzy?
I would say so.
Yeah, okay, we've answered that. How has music in the clubbing scene changed from our times? Like I said, I've been away 15 years. I've not experienced clubbing in Manchester yet. I'm going to go this Saturday. Kind of nervous. What am I going to expect?
So there is no clubs anymore.
There's no clubs. Well, I'm going to Joshua Brooks. I've heard that's banging.
So there's Joshua Brooks, and then Subspace. Is that it? Not Subspace. It's called. I DJ there on Boxing Day. What's it called?
Subspace.
Not Subspace. Cable Club.
Cable Club. Right.
In Manchester, sort of Oxford Road.
Right.
That's a club. They've got Joshua Brooks, and Joshua Brooks are smashing it.
Yeah.
And Cable are doing well.
So why is people not investing in clubs anymore?
It's all bars.
It's all bars.
Yeah, and it's all.
Is it to do with licenses and stuff?
No, it's all feature walls and girls fucking with big lips and fuck off. It's not for me all that. It's just changed.
Yeah, ladies, stop with the big lips, man. You know what I mean?
No, them stupid lips like that, and then fucking eyebrows that they. What are they? I look at them thinking, what have you done with your eyebrows?
Do you know,
like,
I've got a funny story. I went to the Galapagos.
I said to my daughter, I said, do never have them eyebrows.
I went to the Galapagos. You see these birds that they inflate their chests. They've got these big red inflatable chests. Yeah. And the reason they do that is to attract a male. So you get all these birds blowing their faces up, blowing their bits up, and then you go over and say, all right, love, can I buy you a drink? Fuck off, you knobhead. It's like, whoa, what are you trying to attract?
Yeah, I mean, the way society is, they're trying to attract someone that's got loads of money or as a footballer.
Right.
Simple as that.
Instagram shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's not for me.
It's weird, man. Come on. Nothing better than a natural chick, isn't there? I remember girls used to pick them up in J2, look fit as fuck, wake up in the morning, looks like Michael Jackson. Oh, my bed's orange.
I wouldn't be able to comment because I've never done that.
Bollocks. Now, do you still actually enjoy DJing?
Well, because I've got a little lad now who's 3. I need to. So last year was my probably one of my best ever years. It's just got better and better for me. I don't know if it's going to be the same this year or not. Probably fucking not hardly any bookings yet.
Right.
No, I have, but last year was a mental. It always starts slow and then everything comes in, doesn't it? But last year was tough because obviously I work full time as well, and DJ at a weekend, and I've got a 3-year-old, and he's mega. I mean, obviously, my daughter's 16 because she's growing up now. But
she into DJing, your daughter, or not?
I tried teaching her, but she just knows best. So
right.
She couldn't be bothered.
Okay.
Like, oh no, you do it this way. I'm like, listen, me and you are going to clash on this subject,
right?
So let's not bother. So she didn't bother. But then obviously my little lad. He's only 3, and he just wants me. Do you know what I mean? He wants to be with me.
Takes up all your attention.
That's my priority, and like taking him to Man United and all that type of stuff. So I bought us 2 season tickets for Man United already, even though he don't come.
Right.
Put him in his name for when he's older, so we can go together.
Okay.
So my time's going to change at some point, and I'm gonna want to spend because when he gets to 4 or 5 and he's playing football, I want that to be my weekends. So I'm gonna obviously I'll never stop DJing. And the question was, do you like it? To a point, yeah. All the decent gigs I do, but I want to spend time with my little boy more. Yeah,
that's one of the reasons I retired in Vietnam. I kind of just couldn't be doing with it because it's either you stay out late and you socialise. There's none of that just going out and nipping back home.
Well, there is for me because I do that. So I'll go. It's very lonely because I'm always on my own.
Yeah, it is lonely.
It's a lonely job.
That's
People
a really
think,
good point.
It's brilliant, and then you'd be like, oh yeah, it looks dead cool, but you're on your own. You're on there. And it's
when your mates are not going out anymore, nobody's driving you around. It's fucking boring.
Well, I always get a mate to come with me. If I am on my own, I'll go backstage. I'll be sat there on my own. There's a few people knocking around.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to get backstage when there's nothing there.
Yeah,
it's fucking shit. And then I'm sat there on my own. Then I go and do my gig, and it'd be like, "Oh yeah, look at that, brilliant!" And then you walk back down. You sat on your own again. Right, I'm going to go now. Get in your car.
Is there no more free beers behind the bar?
Yeah, there is.
Behind the DJ box.
I drive, so I don't drink. So I'm pretty bored. I'm boring these days, but I don't mind it.
Right, you still like it. I think you got to do. Otherwise, you still won't be doing it, would you?
No.
Now, would you ever like to see vinyls back in the game? Is there any venues that have decks still, and are they promoting DJs to play by vinyl? Because I've got all these vinyls now. I've got nothing to play them on.
I think John Fitz was doing something a bit ago, wasn't he? I think like vinyl sessions.
Okay.
Because he's a very good vinyl DJ.
I love it, me. I miss it.
Yeah, I think he was doing something, but I think that would entice me to go to a night out or DJ at a vinyl opening night, absolutely, because there's not that many people that can actually do it.
Yeah, good stuff. Now, aside from mixing, for all these newbies that are listening to this, what makes a really successful DJ? What's the overall package that you need?
I don't know. You've got to know your tunes, haven't you?
Yeah.
But
even now, it's not all just about mixing, is it? You've got to have a little bit more spice.
Yeah, but I think all these new DJs that learn in 10 minutes probably obviously just copying off other people, aren't they? Music selection off your top DJs, because you can download their top 100 or whatever.
Do you think it matters to be a producer? Should you go down that route if you're serious?
I think that's the way you'd get into it now. I think definitely. I mean, I didn't have to do that because the DJ market was strong when I started.
Yeah.
Because there weren't that many of us.
Yeah.
But because there's that many DJs now.
You got to stand out.
You've got to stand out. So, yeah, producing your own music, but you don't really make money from it. But then if you do well, then you'll make a lot off the back of your gigs that you get from DJing.
Yeah, I think Mike DeScala's story is quite inspirational because they've been at it for
insane.
years and now suddenly they've broke out.
Yeah, but they've never stopped doing what they're doing.
I know. But they've got massive now, haven't they?
Oh, mate.
Just saw him in Tulum the other day, sending me pictures.
But nice, very, really nice guys.
Yeah, I know, down to earth.
But they've been at it for many, many years, and I've always played their stuff, but loads of Alias as well. They had Wheel and Scala, Chosen Few.
Chosen Few.
There's loads that they've done, you think, fucking hell, is that them?
I know, it's mad that. Which are the top 3 best countries for you for people having it large? Obviously, Spain is still pumping. I've DJ'd. I've been DJ'd probably 81 countries now. It's mad as fuck. But what's for you the best for people having it large on the dance floor?
I DJ'd in Hamburg.
Oh, wow. Never done that.
That was good.
Yeah.
Where else? I've DJ'd loads of places.
Holland, are they pretty good?
I never played
in Holland, no.
No. But we're playing at Miami Music Conference this year.
Are you doing that this year?
Yeah, I've never been to Miami.
Miami's
before.
banging, mate, yeah.
So we've got Lost Rhythms. We've got some tunes coming out. You'll be able to put these on your podcast. They won't get took down for copyright.
Okay.
We've got some tunes coming out in February on Martin Ikin's label.
Yeah.
Nowhere Records.
Yeah.
Which Martin Ikin, you've heard of Martin Ikin, haven't you? He's part of the Tool, massive DJ, but really good producer. Really nice guy as well. Just nice people. That's what I'm surround myself with, good people.
Yeah.
And he's releasing a couple of our tracks.
Excellent.
We've done the Lost Rhythms thing. We thought of basically tunes that we used to play back in the day in Manchester that were big for us, but not big anywhere else. But they probably were, but we were like in a bit of a bubble. Like so obscure releases on Subliminal Records, like Richard F, Let the Sun Shine Through, all that type of stuff. And then taking that, reworking it, and then obviously getting agreement from the artist to say, right, can we do a collaboration? We'll remake the tune, but we'll put your name on it. Yes. So we've done a couple of them. We've done a remix, which I can't really say too much yet because it's coming out in February. So we take an old tune, the basis of the old tune, and then just make it make it sound like 2025.
That's awesome.
So that's the purpose of us doing the Lost Rhythms thing.
That's what Fitz and us just done with Just Can't Get Enough, right? They got released on Ministry of Sound again.
Yeah.
That tune's going now. Oh, you was in the video for that. That was hilarious. The actual.
I am in the video for it.
If you want to see Adam in his prime, Heard and Fitz Just Can't Get Enough, the official music video on YouTube, he's there.
Yeah,
looking real sexy. Did you have your highlights back then in your visor?
I had blonde hair, I think. Yeah. I had a fucking pink. I don't know. I want to tell you what I had on.
There was some nice looking girls in that, and I just want to ask, where's the fittest bird you've ever played to?
The fittest bird?
Yeah, for me it's Brazil. Hands
bird
down.
or
birds? Women. Sorry for those that. Where's the hottest women on the dance floor you've ever been? For me personally, it's Mexico, Colombia, and Brazil.
Well, when you're in in a club, it don't really. It's not. It's irrelevant, that, isn't it? Because you can't really. There's no fit birds dancing on a sweaty dance floor, is there?
But I mean,
no, like for venue. Dubai. So Dubai. So we used to go. Well, until I had my little lad, we did New Year's Eve over there, and we did the Head Candy New Year's Eve day and New Year's Eve night.
Yes.
Party. So Dubai's probably the ones, but
they're all a bit plasticky.
They look nice. The people are nice. The people look nice, but there's fucking not much behind there.
Right. So, okay, this might be easier. Where's the roughest birds then?
Oh God, I remember I played in Burnley sometime. I got a bottle of beer through at my head.
Oh my God.
Fucking hell, what was that? Fucking someone had launched a bottle of bud at my head.
All right.
Yeah, that was a bit grim.
Yeah. I remember out in the sticks. You remember that, Todmorden?
Oh yeah, that was mint.
It was mint, but there was some roughies in there. Oh no, I'd say Burnley. Angels.
Burnley.
There was some rough birds in there.
Burnley. Yeah.
So have you ever felt afraid or in danger at a venue, apart from you just answered my question there, but you ever gone in a venue? Like, did you ever see that?
I need to get out.
Yeah, you ever see that video with Cal Cox? It was in Venezuela where there was a shooting and Cal Cox just disappears behind the dance floor on a lift.
Oh, does it?
Just goes down, and escapes.
Yeah. No, nothing like that. I've played at some fucking dodgy places in the past. Only younger, but these days, I've learned to say no. So I used to say, I'll do that, I'll do that, I'll yes to everything, but I don't say. I mean, a lot of no's.
You remember
now.
Liverpool used to be a little dodgy, man, didn't it? Like back in the days, Cream 051. You'd always feel a bit sketchy, like going there.
Only because you weren't from the area.
Exactly.
But the people from the area, it's like in Manchester. I mean, we used to play at Sankey's. And the doors would get rushed.
Yeah.
So they cancelled. So all the gangs had rushed the doors because they weren't allowed in.
Yeah.
The gangs had rushed the doors, and shut the night down.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck was the fucking
I
point
remember
of that?
I mean,
that happened a lot. That.
Yeah.
In Manchester.
I remember Goldie came to Saigon and he was doing a gig. He had his chain, and when he walked in, he looked around and put his chain under. And I was like, "Don't worry, man. It's too big to rip off." Yeah. What else do you do to make an income aside from DJing? You've got a proper full-time job.
Yeah, so I work full-time.
Yeah.
I have done now for probably about 10 years. So I do both. I combine, obviously, DJing and then I work full-time, which is my role. I love my day job. I love it. It's like slightly creative because there's a lot of design in there. So we do office fit-outs, builds, and then interior design for that.
Yeah.
So I'm involved in that process type of thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I do, and it's really good.
You think it's important? Like you've done similar to me. You've been just a DJ with no full time job, but you've always kind of gone back.
No, I've done both.
You should have that base, right?
Well, not. Well, yeah, I've DJed for probably about 10 years. And just basically all you do is work in weekends.
Right.
And I found myself like, I go to the gym and I was bored. So I think if you don't do something else, I think it's a bit lazy really. Unless you're flying all over the world, which I'm not. If I was, then I'd probably be there.
Would you be interested in doing that again? Like, would you like to be like a camel fat, doing it full time, getting all that money?
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't want to do that, obviously. But listen, I'm happy with what I'm doing, so I can pick and choose what I do. I'm resident for some really good brands.
Okay, that's awesome.
Now,
in your social circle, there's been a lot of success stories. But who are you most proud of? Would you say, out of all them people that have gone on to do something big? Because you've seen them from like right at the bottom, and now they've gone to the top. Who would you be most proud of?
You probably look at someone like Chris Knight, maybe.
Ah, right.
Who's now Crider.
Crider, yeah.
He mate of mine from back in the day, and he's touring the world now and getting paid a shitload of money for it. There's loads of people like that. But yeah, I love people doing well.
Yeah,
I love it. I've never been one of these people that are like, oh fucking hell, he's doing that. It's buzzing for him. I've always been like that because I've had it all right. Do you know what I mean?
It's got to be supportive, yeah, man. Now, my last question. Thanks for coming down. It's been a great interview. But if you were in a coma, what record would wake you up in an instant if I played it on repeat? Because it would absolutely drive you mad.
Shit or good?
Shit song, yeah. Like that song that gets in your head. So you know, this actually came from a true story. You remember Matt?
Love is in the air.
Is it Love is in the air?
No, it isn't. But I don't
You
know.
remember Matt Lomax? He was our friends. He worked at Unique, and he went into a coma, and I was away. And I said to me mate, because he was a DJ, Matt, I said, put that "I'm Blue" song on, and I'm a Barbie girl on repeat.
Well,
and I bet he wakes up.
Well, check this out. So I'm Blue. My daughter's favourite song that because it says my name in it. I'm Blue, and she said, I'm Blue. I'll be Adam Guy. That's what it says. and then when you listen to it, it fucking does. It says my name.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I actually quite like that on the sly.
What's been your fondest memory of us two? Well, I've had quite a few, but
yeah. Well, the first time. So what I used to do. So I used to be an account manager for a company called. I can't remember the name of the book. And I used to work in like the Bolton area.
Yeah.
And I was mates with Glenn Forshaw from the clubbing, and then obviously his brothers owned Unique Distribution.
Yeah.
You worked at Unique Distribution,
yeah.
And I remember just sending you a text or whatever. I'm coming down on my dinner, and then he'd have all my tunes laid out for me. I'd be like, "Fucking yes!" All the what's that label called? Destination Unknown. What's it called? That label. That label with
Destination. I can't remember.
Like
got me on that.
so like stuff like that on them labels, like not like Data Records and stuff like that. But there was a label.
Yeah. Data, it might have been Data Records.
No, there was Data Records, which was Ministry of Sound on it. But there was other like labels, and you're thinking, I can remember the tune and the sleeve. I just can't remember the name.
Not
Positivo.
No, Manifesto. No. I can't remember. You got me there.
But you used to have them all lined up for me.
Yeah.
Ready, knowing what I'd want. And I thought that was mint. And we always got on. And then I don't even think have we ever DJed together?
That's a funny question. I don't think so. But I'd like to do this year if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Let's get it sorted. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Adam Guy, thanks for coming down. Thanks for listening, everybody. And I'll see you in the next one.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, brother.
Nice
Have a good. Nice one. Right, we did about 2 hours there nearly.
Did we?